Hey guys, welcome back to JR14. Here we are with another video for today. And a year ago, we had Project Civic in here doing some headlight upgrades because of this reason right here. Well, now we're on Project Accord of the Daily Driver, and this is a much nicer vehicle. And we're actually going to be doing the same thing. Now, as you guys know, this was my first car, and I always wanted to do these modifications when I had it, but unfortunately, that car was totaled and I never was able to get that stuff done. But we're gonna do it today. We're definitely gonna do it today. So we're actually gonna be installing new headlights and new fog lights, inspired JDM style fog lights for this car. And we're gonna have switchback turn signals. We're gonna have LED daytime running lights, and also high beams as well as low beams and H11 6000K LED fog lights. So without further ado, let's get started. So the headlights in question, I actually purchased these from Amazon. I don't remember the name of the company, but I will put the link of where I bought them down below. I am an Amazon affiliate, so it does help out the channel to come out with videos like this. So if you do want to purchase, it's no different than just going to order it yourself. So you can just, again, I'm just doing the hard work for you. You don't even have to search for it. I'll give you that link. You click on it, you buy them, you get them for your Accord. I specifically wanted, I did blackout headlights again. Now I was trying to do the Inspire headlights, but they go for $800 in the Japanese eBay. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing that. So I decided to do some USDM style headlights, but also they are blacked out. You have your high beams here, low beams here, turn signals up here, and I did the amber, so it kind of will match well with the silver and the black trim and everything. So we're going to do this, and also for the fog light, we actually are going to go ahead and install these two. So they come, this car did not come with fog lights from factory, so we have a big lovely wiring harness here that we're gonna have to figure out, and it comes with a relay and everything that you're gonna need to plug these in, including a switch, which is also in here as well. So there's 3 dummy switches right next to the steering wheel, which we have here, and these are the actual fog lights right here. So we'll take these out, and they actually look like this. So we do actually have a full fog light that'll go right here in its place, and it's gonna look pretty clean. It's gonna look really good, and I'll be able to run just daytime, parking lights with fog lights at night. So without further ado, let's take everything apart, which Eric is so eager to do because he's already taking it apart. And let's get started with the video. All right. So now we got all the clips off here. You should just be able to slide this back and pull up, if I'm not mistaken. This states, oh, it pops off with the grill, so it makes it even easier. So got that off. We'll put this to the side for now. And the next thing we got to do, we got to get a 10 millimeter. Usually Hondas are all 10 and 8s and 14 millimeters for the bigger stuff, and 17s for the even bigger stuff. But usually 10 millimeters to take the front bumper off. We have to get underneath the car and take it off. We also have screws on the sides here that we take off, something similar that we did with the Civic. So I'm not going to show you fully that right now. We're just going to go through the process. I'm going to put up a time lapse so you guys can see it, and that'll be it. So that's as you guys saw in that time lapse, we did get the bumper off. Now there are 5 bolts holding each of the headlights in. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know, because all the other cars I've seen were like early 2003s. I don't know if they changed the brackets and minimized the. Oh, Eric took one out. There was one right here, so that's 4. So 1 here, there's 2 on the bracket here, and there's 1 over there, so there maybe just be 4. I don't see a 5th one here. This would hold in with 5. But is it on the side? No. All right. Well, I guess that's it. So we're gonna each get these headlights off. But this is a good time to show you guys what bulbs we're gonna be using. So, like I said, we're doing the fog lights as well. So we're using Sealights. As you guys know, I used them before. Great company. I like the headlights a lot as far as the brightness. One thing about it that we have to do on this time is we have to adjust the headlights because we didn't do it before, and then as soon as we drove out of Will's house, we blinded everybody. So I never got flashed by so many people before because my lights were so bright. H11s right here. So we got H11 bulbs. These are gonna go into the fog lights. And then and again, these are all on Amazon, so I'm gonna put all the links in the description down below. Now these are gonna be the low beams and high beams. They come as a kit. These are $70, but it get all bulbs for it. So you pretty much get the 905s and 906s that you're gonna need to put these in against 6000K LEDs. You have a 6-month warranty on these if you extend it out. Now for the switchbacks, I'm taking a chance here. I wanted a switchback that wouldn't have an issue with hyperflash. So hyperflash is where the car, or all of a sudden they have these like little resistors inside the wiring, or inside the relay I should say, that if a LED produces lower voltage than a normal bulb, so it would hyperflash thinking that it's blown out. LEDs produce less energy than a regular bulb, so naturally the car thinks that the bulbs are out, and they're not. So you get a hyperflash. So these have these bricks in them that prevent hyperflash. So on the regular parking lights will be white, and then when you hit the turn signal, they turn amber. Hence switchback. So we're gonna also be installing these into the whatchamacallits as well, the headlights. And yeah, so we got all this here. I just wanted to mention that. I didn't mention that in the beginning of the video. So now, he's already got the headlight apart. That's how much I talk. So let me go get this headlight apart, and then we can swap in the new ones and get all the new bulbs in.
Do work. Let's go.
All right. Yes, sir. Okay. So obviously here are the difference. Here are the difference. Here is the difference. You can see the difference clearly in both of the headlights here. This is kind of faded. This is what the color's normally supposed to be, but due to the sun and 14 years of abuse, these headlights are pretty much just shot. So there's no point of polishing them out. But these black ones look really, really good. They're not fully black. I mean, they are fully blacked out housings, but again, I like the whole section. The section here is still reflective, so it is able to still produce that light. There are now again when you're installing any, and I mean any, aftermarket light, you have to adjust them. So there's adjustment here, and there's adjustment here. So you're supposed to use a screwdriver to like grab against the teeth to adjust them. So that's how you're supposed to do it. So, but when you put these headlights in the car, it's a little tight. Like there's not a lot of room to play with when you're trying to adjust them because they're behind the fender. But again, really good adjustment here. Really, I mean, you can definitely see the difference. It's gonna look really, really good when they're done. So, real quick. All right, guys, so we already removed all the headlights as we explained before. These are the old headlights right here. So old, really crusty, nasty looking. And we just tested all the lights as far as the bulbs. Everything works very well, but we're actually plugging them in now. Eric's gonna push that grommet in. It's all good and dandy. And then the low beam is going to be the middle one. No, yes, yeah? Yep. So now the good thing is, so this is a little different. If you see this right here, this is the screws. It's good. So yeah, so you push this in and it sits underneath the screws. Now the good thing I like about this is that there's adjustment. These screws unbolt. So if you need some adjustment, that's good. Yeah, that's fine like that.
I know. Just making sure.
And then so this is gonna be, so the good thing about Sealight, they label them. So your low beam is gonna be 9006, and your high beam or your daytime running light is gonna be 9005 HB3. So that's pretty much it. So Eric is gonna hold the headlight real quick.
That looks pretty good.
Looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
I just want to tuck it in with no problems.
Yeah, because the headlight goes all the way back. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect for now, but just wanted to show people real quick how it doesn't clip it. Fits really well. But obviously when we use the bracket, it'll push this back up. And then when we bolt in, yeah, because it matches up right here.
This one screw here then.
So these look really good. So I'm gonna just, Eric is gonna just put a bolt in real quick. He could just let the other part hang, pause. And we're just gonna show you how these look really quickly. So Eric, I'm gonna just turn on the headlights real quick. So. Okay. So got turn signal.
Whoa.
Nighttime light.
That's bright.
High beams.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Wow, they do look really good. And again, there's no hyper flash with these turn signals because they have it built into the motors already. So there's a resistors built into the kit, which is why I got them. These were actually not expensive. These were like $20-something. And they look really good. They look really clean and they're bright. I didn't think they were gonna be so bright, but they're very bright. So, and then when you're done with your turn signal, it goes back to white. So it looks really clean. And this is gonna be really nice when it's done, for sure. For sure. All right, guys, so we just did the fog lights. Now, to do the fog lights is a little bit tricky. So if you have the 06 or 07s, you have this style bumper. So this will only work for 06 and 07s if you have that bumper. You can buy an 06, 07 bumper and put it in an 03, 04, or 05 car. So as you can see, it's a little bit of a hack job, but we had to do it. So the issue is that you have to trim some stuff away, and then we did mounting tab screws so that it stays in place. So this is what it looks like on the front end. Boom. So you see that right there. It's got a little bit of a gap, but it's fine. This side also. There you go. So the bumper's pretty trashed anyway. I mean, we may respray it later on in its life, but not right now. But fog lights. Another thing that we did. Where's this? So Eric, what is something that you did with the fog lights while here?
What specific?
We've been working on this all day. The sealant.
Oh.
So when you're doing the fog lights,
Some ultra clear seal.
yeah.
Some from Home Depot, just that the seals off any water that goes or seeps through the housing area.
Yeah, so there's a space between the lens and the housing when you get them. So, and this is the wiring harness. It doesn't look like they have to splice or cut into anything, which is great. Some of these kits you do, there's just some grounds here and everything's plug and play. So this is pretty cool. We just need to figure out how to route everything. But when you're doing those fog lights, it's very important just to ensure that you seal them first. Go to Home Depot, spend the $6, because every review I've seen of these fog lights, everyone has said, or most people have said, that water gets into them. And the reason why is because there's no sealant around it. So we siliconed all the edges so that there's no issue of any type of problem. So now what we're doing is we're dealing with the wiring harness right now. This is the annoying part. So Eric is already over it.
This is annoying. Probably should start this first. All right, let's go. Come on.
Yep.
Get it.
So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get it done. And we're gonna figure out where to mount everything so that we can get this done. So. All right, guys, here we are back with the Accord. Now, I wanted to do an install video for you guys with these lights, and there's a lot of things that we didn't cover because it got from daytime to nighttime, and installing those fog lights were very, it ended up to be a little complicated. It ended up to be a little bit more than I bargained for. But shout out to my friend Will and Eric for sticking around, helping me out with that. But I wanted to give you my impression on these lights a month later. So I didn't, that's the reason why you haven't seen this video in a little bit. And it's taken me a while to make it because I wanted to give my good impressions on testing the lighting out on here. So I'm gonna start with the front and we're gonna work our way back. So with the front, we actually, like I said, we did these headlights here. Beautiful headlights with the clear, not the amber, they're not the amber reflectors, but we did the smoked clear reflectors, and we did 6000K C lights for the fogs and for the actual high beams and low beams, and also the turn signals or the parking lights. And as you can see here, I mean, it's a little bright, but I just finished the car wash, but they're absolutely amazing. Now I'm gonna go ahead and place this here. I'm actually gonna show you the nighttime lights right now. So I'm gonna let the camera down right here so you can see those. All right, so now here's the nighttime lights. Like I said, you have high beams. So the high beams is here, low beams is here, turn signals are here. Now these are switchbacks. So when I turn the signal, which I'm gonna do right now, they turn orange. And then once I turn the orange off, nice and bright too. Like I really do love the fact, like it's high quality stuff. Like I feel as if, so for instance, you see that turn signal and then once turn signal goes back to the white. I really like this. It's all plug and play. They have resistors built in, like I said in the previous clip, so you don't have to worry about it. Now also these Inspire fog lights. Now, I had no issues, like, I don't know if you could see that, they're really bright right now, but I put silicone around the lenses and the housings just because I heard a lot of people complaining about these having water get into them and condensation and them ruining the light about a month after. So doing that silicone does wonders. I totally recommend it. Now, on the interior, oops. See if we can get ourselves back here. All right, so for the interior, for the dome lights, we did LEDs here and we did LEDs up here as well that you guys can see up here. This is fixed, by the way. We did fix the headliner. That's a whole nother video coming up on the channel. I'm sorry I had to do it that way, but I do have an install video on how to repair this. So stay tuned for that. But we did the dome lights in here. These are all, also, you know, these are all just LED bulbs that we got. All of this stuff's from Amazon, by the way. So I am, like I said, I am an Amazon affiliate. I'll be putting a link in the description down below where you can get all of these lights, the headlights, the bulbs, everything. So you can do this to your Accord or any other vehicle. Now, if we go to the rear, of the car, so now we have the LEDs underneath the license plate, and also we have LEDs for the reverse lights as well. These are really bright. Now, obviously the car is running. It's really cold out here, so I have to keep it running because my head is freezing right now. But you just have to take my word for it. Like I said, the only thing I have not replaced, and I'm still doing research on where to find them, is these. And the reason why I haven't replaced the turn signals yet on these taillights is because there's a possibility I may do the Inspire taillights on this car, which has the clear turn signal, which means if that happens, I would do orange turn signals. So I'm holding off on that right now. But like I said, the lighting on this, absolutely, after having it a month, has been absolutely incredible. These headlights have held up from rock chips and everything else too. And the fog lights have as well. Now, something quickly I want to talk about. This wasn't a video on how to actually do it. I showed you how to install the actual fog lights and get them into the housings. But there's really a lot of technical stuff going on with this guy, actually getting the wiring through, where to connect it to. They said it was plug and play, but it's not true. It depends on the Accord. Now, if you have an EX with fog lights already, that will be an easier install. But considering the fact that this is basically an SE, which is an LX with some EX features, fog lights not included, you do have an issue where it's not plug and play because it doesn't plug in anything. So shout out to Will. He loves electrical stuff. So he actually went ahead and we actually got this fog light button installed here. And also we has a fuse box right where the hood latch is, where we wired it into a fuse. So we have an ATA fuse in there, and I think it's wired to the radio one. So it's just, you know, like that's why we didn't film that part. It seems like there's a gap in the video. That's why. It took us 2 hours to figure that out, but it does work, and I have no battery drainage issues. But yeah, so like I said, the full lighting is complete. I will put a link in the description down below for all of this, all the taillight stuff, the headlight stuff, the fogs. The fogs I actually got off of eBay, but I'll still put a link, and there's a couple of Amazon people that actually do, they actually do make those as well, but I will give you the link for the ones that I actually bought from eBay in the description down below. But guys, if you did like this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to JR14. And you guys always remember, when we make really bright lights, the light's actually shining on my face right now. Make your lights beautiful and wonderful on the road with your Accord. You guys always remember that cars are a lifestyle.